What's up, party people? This is take two. OBS didn't like Age of Empires for some reason. Um, but yeah, I hadn't played Age of Empires in a while, and I wanted to share this replay because I thought that it was at least really entertaining for me to play. I played random, and I ended up with the Incas. So let's get into it. All right. So I'm gonna take off the fog, and on my team is the red Britons and the green Burgundians. Goths bottom left, bottom mid is Vikings, and bottom right or mid right is the Spanish across from me, the Incas. Um, so yeah, some sloppy early play from me. I go 6 on food, then I put my next 6 on wood until I have 5, then I transfer them over to berries, and then I get my boar on 6 fill. That's kind of how I differ from the meta in the beginning, but other than that, I think I play it pretty similar to what most people are doing. However, obviously I'm worse at it. Get that boar. I'm over here scouting with my dude. Yeah, so usually when I get Incas, especially on arena, I like to play archers, but I saw that Spanish was across from me, and so Spanish is gonna get their conks out as soon as possible most of the time because conks are really good. So in my head right now, I'm thinking, all right, age up as quickly as possible and get those skirmies out to deal with those homies, and then I am thinking, they're gonna go cav to counter my skirms, so I want to have those spearmen up as well. As soon as I get to fuel, I go blacksmith and market as one does because you have those walls, nobody's coming for you. But then I also get the barracks, which I usually don't do, just because I'm super greedy. But I get it because I'm like, yo, they're gonna come in hot. Especially, I'm peeping their score and I'm like, alright, I know exactly what they're doing. They're gonna, yep, get up to castle right here. And then let me slow it down. And I see his castle going up, which I wouldn't put a castle here if I was him. That just tells me he's getting a castle. Maybe he wants to scare me away. But like I said, I'm greedy. I'm not gonna be scared from a freaking castle. So I get that archery range up, and I start thinking about pumping out. Oh, I already do. Pump out some skirmies. Bing, bang, boom. There's not gonna be much going around. Oh, until this happens. So he tries to block me. I wish I could, like, reverse a little bit because he tried to block me with that scout, but I get the monk, which is all that matters. And then I come back and I'm trying to get him with the skirmies as I go to castle, but when you go to castle, you're like doing all sorts of shit, like making 2 TCs just right off that. Because again, greedy. I think a smarter player would have gone 2 TC into a fast castle, and I don't know, tried to go for the unique unit, but I don't. I'm just like, I'm gonna use trash units and try and get up to imp, because I'm like, yo, I gotta get all those upgrades, and that's kind of what I'm focusing on right now, is getting these upgrades. Unfortunately, the replay can't show you what I've researched already, which I think is just not Bodkin, but the first one. And I'm just like playing zone D pretty hard here. And the dude's like, oh, he's just got skirms, I'll just get a scout. And I'm like, haha, spearman. And then this is when I see for real that, Yellow seems like one of those players who just like practices their build order and doesn't really have micro down as well as I do, at least at this point. And I get my own monastery up to try and get that relic. And then it's just some micro. And again, like, him getting these scouts out is costing a lot of food, so I feel pretty secure right now in my eco versus his, especially when I'm coming up on that relic. And things go pretty well for this part of the game, where I'm just really focusing on eco, getting that castle up, and we're just kind of battling over it. But I think at this point he notices that there's no relic there, so he's just trying to get picks, which and apply pressure. But this, I don't know, I don't like that idea. Like, if I were him, I'd just sit back and not use that 100 gold, especially when I have nothing to convert that, like, anyone would care about. Like, you know, convert my trash units, that's fine. And then I get a siege workshop up because I know that he's got that castle, so, like, in a bit I'm thinking, you know, maybe I'll go Rams, but for now I just want to get that Scorpion up, because Scorpions, man. I see this go up, especially after that. Let me see the Fog of War real quick. See, like, I barely see it, kind of. And then some superior micro from me. Just slow this down in case you guys want to see. Bing, bang, boom. Gonzo. And then, you know, at this point I'm thinking, ha, I already have my Siege Workshop open, so I'll just make a ram. Send that duty down there. And having my monk, just to show that, yo, I've got a monk, don't F with me. Because people get really scared of monks when you're making cav, or rather when they're making cav. I don't know why. I think you'll see that in a bit, just some yellow being scared of monk action. And then I see that yellow goes imp, so I'm like, shit. And again, like, investing all of these resources and these units, not the greatest idea from me, but I wanted to just press the aggression and make him go on the offensive with knights, which he's doing. I'm not doing the best job of preparing for that. I am thinking a little bit ahead right here with the barracks. I don't even know what's going on the other side of the map, which is just some of this action. I didn't notice until the game was over that blue was, like, pretty far behind the other two, which might be the reason that we won, but I would also say that green did a really good job. Wow, this is slower than it should be. And then, I don't know, I'm kind of panicking now because I'm like, oh, he's an imp. He's going to get those trebs out super soon, but then I see his calves and I kind of breathe a sigh of relief a little bit, and I'm like, alright, he's going calves, so I'll just focus a little bit more on spearmen. But little did I know that his eco was this, and my eco was this, which is a little bit worse. But I feel like I don't know, I try to go a little bit on the offensive here, and if you notice this type of thing, trading early castle or early imp rather, it's just too early, and I don't know, I don't feel like that works out as often as it should. And when I see teal coming in like that, this is when I'm like, ooh, you know, shit's going down, I'm gonna lose. I didn't see the rams until it was too late, that's why the villagers are going here, and I also didn't see the treb, again, it was until it was too late. I would have moved my expos, see, I was like, oh no. So this was a pretty good joint attack by yellow and teal. And they just, like, did everything. And he was telling me, yo, max pikeman, and I'm like, bro. Actually, when he said that, I think is when I just double checked that I was getting halves. which I was. And then up here, I make 3 additional barracks just to cover that. And this is kind of what I was really excited to show off, is this hold right here. I feel like if I was at it and didn't have as many games under my belt as I do, I'd just be like, GG, this is it. Seeing all those tallies and seeing especially the Rams, but the Rams really aren't doing what they should be. They should be like up on this, they should be here. But the micro just isn't there from Teal, probably because he's over here trying to do some of this action on the left. But then they go in, and by that point I have my Mangi out, and I've got Red on my side. But really, Red knows that the Paladins, if they were to move in, they're gone. And from my visibility, I'm just like, screwed, man. I see the castle going up, I see those trebs popping off, and I'm just like, I need more pikemen, I need castle, I need everything. It's like, plop down here, boom. I'm pretty slow at walls, but I got that one up, I feel like, in time. And this right here, sieging this castle, this is some, in my opinion, incorrect threat assessment. Like, he should not be moving on this side other than to take out the arbs, which he does, but these should be over here, and he should have more pike, or, you know, more, honestly, not paladins to guard his ish. Yeah. And, like, honestly, my micro is not great either. Like, I didn't know if these guys were going up here. I should have focused the trap. Oh, I didn't even notice this. I didn't get that wall up. I thought that I shift-clicked that into that. You know, the wall into that. But at this point, I think I also didn't notice that green was just moving up on blue. Like, look at that. That is a real problem for blue, who, oops, isn't reacting well. I mean, you know, I can't speak to how many games he's played or whatever, but this should be walled up, and yada yada. It honestly is really hard with those bombards, and he may be reacting well with the TC move, but I'm gonna pause it real here. But if he's gonna move his TC, then all these guys should be moving too. And then he's also got this forward base, which he's trying to protect, but man, that's... he shouldn't be sinking resources there. There's no... This is mismanaged here a little bit. And then over on my side, you know, I'm seeing all of this, but honestly, these barracks should have gone down when these had gone down. I don't think I had the resources quite enough for it, and I was a little scared about my production of halberdiers, but I don't know, I should have sold or something, because I could have had more at this point. And then we kind of do a little cat and mouse here, and I'm like, I noticed, oh god, my arm shouldn't be there, so I take back a few, because I know they're gonna get a few picks, but take back as many as possible, really. And then behind here, I'm sieging up, which I think was a really good play to notice the range over here. The Trebs being able to get this castle. And then over here, again, like when I was playing, I was super tunnel visions and no idea. So this is the first time I'm seeing these battles. But, God, when you're having like trash fights like these and imps, like this is the play. What blue is doing, that's the play. Get champs, you know, out DPS red here with his halbs, and you know, just turn the tide. Unfortunately, that's not going to be enough because green is just wrecking him. And then over on my side, unfortunately, AOE's playback has no scrub, so I can't go back. But I'm just using trash units, and he, for some reason, is like still sending pallies at me. But this may be where he changes up a little bit, because I noticed, nope, he's not changing up yet, but he does switch up a little bit in a few minutes. Really, at this point, like, dude, don't. Let's see how much he's working with. Yeah, he's got no gold. Why are you still making paladins, man? And no conks either. Conks would have been great. They could have skirted the halberdiers and made a whole mess of things. But you know, whatever. Everybody played a really good game, especially for the level I'm at. And I'm just like, yeah, I held. I mean, this was the main hold here. Just, you know, playing trash units, which I feel like I'm really good at. Getting those ups, getting up to halb, and I think at this point I realized, oh no, one of the reasons my castle fell earlier is because I didn't have, what is it called? Murder holes. Thank you. Thank you, game. Also, I don't think at this point I had arson, but it didn't matter, I guess. And I'm still just like cranking out halbs. I noticed I was pop blocked, so I plopped down some housies there. And yeah, I mean, at this point we're feeling pretty good. Especially, I think at this point I'm noticing, oh, blue's dead, right? So it's just a matter of time. If one person's dead in arena, that's a really hard comeback. And like, to Blue's credit, he's still cranking out that aggression. He's Gov, so he got those cheap dudes, and he's just putting the pressure on the left. Red's helping me out on mid and right, and I am really just trying to keep the pressure on. I had just gotten my Eagle Warrior upgrades. Did I get them all? Yep, I did get them all at this point, and so I'm thinking, yo, if he's trying to get up Trebs, I'm just gonna run at him. Or even, I think these guys, yeah, these guys are gonna go harass the economy a little bit. They're gonna move in, which I think is always a good play to sink this amount of resources, or maybe a little bit less, if you're smart, into just harassing the opponent, especially when you notice that their micro isn't the best. Because they're gonna do something like pull all of their cavalry over. And all of that cavalry being gone, I'm gonna just like continue to smash their castles. Although, I screwed up, didn't notice these trebs until it was too late to save one of my trebs. I don't remember if I got the other one out of there. But I was able to snipe this treb, and then I missed micro, let them stay there a little bit. Not a good look. Could have totally sniped that other treb, because those like those berserkers wouldn't have been there, so I'm like, shit, pull my halbs over, but not all of them. Get that treb, and all of these, you know, 40-some halbs that I had, totally worth getting one treb, easy, especially in this circumstance. So, doing that up a little bit, especially delaying these so that. Wow, I'm actually surprised at how well these held. I mean, like, interesting. They got an amount of kills that I was not expecting. And then, boom, I'm just like, oh no, skirms. And so that's when I should see on the top left, go over and queue up more eagles. And I might not have seen it yet, which actually I can do vlog. Okay, now I see it. Yep, I pull him back. I'm like, crap. Get my melee dudes up there. I notice, you know, it looks like they only have a few berserkers, so I could probably get my treb out there because they're not going to engage with, which, I don't know, I would have engaged. Not having seen these guys yet, I would have pulled these guys over to snipe that. That could have been good for yellow. But, nah, I'm just like, I could take this as long as the skirmishers for some reason aren't engaging the arbalists. It doesn't matter that they have 8 pierce armor. Like, I've got 10, And for a little bit that can be good, but then obviously I pull back because it's not good forever. And then I think we build up for a little while, as is Arena. It's kind of like an ebb and flow. And another thing that I thought worked really well was putting in a few Eagle Warriors, because they have the higher pierce armor, or sorry, higher movement rate with the halberdiers so that they can take out some skirmishers, but the skirmishers were too many and they got gormed. So over here I'm applying pressure with these trebs and these arbs, right? And then I go, oh crap, get all of everything, all the trash units, please hurry, because I know these guys are coming over here. So I pack up after getting the TC in a house, and I charge around them and then kite them around, because I know that they attack moved on the trebs. Only one treb, unfortunately, but I knew that 22-ish Arabs should be able to hold, like, you know, hopefully against these paladins, and they did end up holding, which puts my trebuchets in a really good position to just keep on hammering the base. And then since I have my trash units coming out, ding dang boom, these guys should go down here pretty soon. It's a little bit of a battle, but I mean, having so many production buildings is good. He gets my mag now, because I didn't micro it. And that's okay, honestly. Let's chill. We're good. And then we're just hammering over again. At this point, I think I'm pretty secure, especially because I have a good amount of resources, and the sell rate's still really high in the market, which I can't see, unfortunately. I do not have gold income, which I started thinking about, and so are these up? Yep. I got some markets and I started getting trade cards, which I'm always late at that, but I think this time it was actually pretty good for this level of play. And then I started pumping out Eagle Warriors just to get those skirms out, which in retrospect, I don't know if Eagles or Champs would have been better. And then also I didn't have enough halves at this point to hold this off. I think that's not a good look for me. And I'm trying to tread down this gate so I can get inside. I also, a little bit ago, you might have noticed, started getting upgrades for 4 champs, but then I stopped at Long Swordsman because I noticed that no one was transitioning and I wasn't really having a lot of melee interaction on my point. But yeah, this is where the GGs go down. Probably because blue is just gone for the most part. I mean, when you're taking up this much space, like, map control is just, you're gone on map control. And, you know, in no way would I say that I was the one who clinched the victory, but that hold, I don't know, I'm proud of myself for that hold. And, yeah. Hope to catch you on the next one. I might do more of these. I just like recording games.